take you on a roller coaster.
Welcome to the SSCA 8 Hours at Nuremberg. I'm Darren Ganji.
And I'm Sean Cole for PSR TV.
Got a great event coming here today, man.
Yeah, very exciting stuff. It's an event that isn't going off on time, or well, it is today, but this was an event that was scheduled for about a month ago.
Not a couple months ago, November 10th, actually, we tried to run this, and patch was, or the server EXE was not ready for prime time, as we all found out, but this one definitely is. We went through extensive testing, and we're definitely ready to run here today.
Yeah, and I think that extra time gave the teams to really get prepared. You mentioned on the server last night there are 15, 17 teams getting ready.
There's been guys on the server every night, man. This has been probably the most preparation I've seen go into a race, and I think everybody's shaved like a second per lap, maybe except us, but
I think we shaved some time.
We definitely did. We're looking good. We're definitely looking good in the SRT number 11 Porsche today. But, man, how about that LMP field, man?
Really good field, and our last race winners, they're here today.
Torrent Motorsports, right?
And but them and everybody else seems to have stepped it up. So
Go Speed.
Yeah.
And Armoroli, man, and can't forget Orion Racing, formerly known as FSR.
And yeah, great looking cars too. Not just a great field, but great looking cars.
Speaking of which, let's go through the LMP class right now.
Great idea. Number 42 in the Pescarello C60 is Crew Racing, featuring drivers Emmanuel Goxella, Stacy Greensall, and Will Farrar. In the number 31 Dome S101 of North Star Racing, driven by Brendan Kazmarak, Joseph Mudrock, Scott Przbilski, and Scott Steiner. The number 55 Dome S101 of Swedish American, driven by Dave Jordan and Eric Schmeider. And the number 5 Audi R8 of FanFirst.com Racing, featuring drivers Doyle Lawrence, Harrison Nolan, and Paul Valentine. The number 1 Audi R8 of Moravia Sports Team, featuring drivers Daniel Gaspar, Ricardo Rodriguez, and Thiago Costa. And in the number 12 Audi R8, it's Go Speed Racing Team, driven by Andres Corrali, Bruno Marquez, and Ricard Helston. Number 14 Audi R8, Armoroli Racing, driven by Darius Trinka, David Grieco, Sergio Castellin, and Stéphane Roalf. In the number 171 Audi R8, the LMP of Speed Freaks, driven by Bob Wharton, Chuck Curtis, Goran Sikvara, and Troy Dalton. And the number 20 Audi R8 of Torrent Motorsports, driven by Kimmo Kononen, Michael Theus, Petter Casa, Race Johnson, and Wyatt Gooden. In the number 44 Audi R8 of HG Motorsports, driven by Brian Hall, Lanny Hall, and Wayne Clem. And in the number 5 Audi R8 is Orion Racing, featuring drivers Frosty St. Clair, Ilka Happala, and Sean Purdy. Number 7 Audi R8 of RC Motorsports, driven by Daniel Smetala, DJ Ross, and Frederick Abergard. And in the number 711 Audi R8, it's Vitamina OSR, featuring driver Louis Denis and a driver to be named later. The number 8 Audi R8 of RC Motorsports, driven by Klaus Kag, Luis Soria, Mark Pierce, and Ricardo Valadeo. And in the number 88 Audi R8 is Racing League Nordique, featuring drivers Hans Gunnar Hansen, Ivar Brothlin, Johnny Brusevold, and Ole Marius Marbold. Well, there you go. A very impressive looking set of LMP cars, and, you know, incredible cars they are.
Yeah, great paint jobs, and man, those are racing machines right there.
Very much so. And speaking of racing machines, we've got a great looking GT class as well.
Yeah, let's check those guys out too.
All right. In the number 10 Porsche 996 Bi-Turbo, the Sim Racing Tonight entry is Daniel Johnson, Dave Flick, and Dave Purdy. And the number 11 Sim Racing Tonight Porsche 996, driven by Darren Ganji, Len Okel, and Sean Cole. The number 50 Porsche 996 Bi-Turbo of Gazelle Motorsports, driven by Roger Menso and Vance Lagarde. In the number 15 Aston Martin DBR9, it's Fan First Racing, featuring drivers Karim Gossam and Rafa Martin. And in the number 27 Aston Martin DBR9, it's Scuderia Bolas Negro, featuring drivers Boss Zwartenball and Sandy Robinson. And in the number 28 Aston Martin DBR9, it's the second entry by Scuderia Bolas Negro, featuring drivers Peter Volkovic and Roger de Klein. And the number 66 Aston Martin DBR9 by Orion Racing GT, featuring drivers Chris Generelli, Chris Sommerfield, Julian Dill, and Mike Taylor. The number 111 Corvette C6R of ASRG Racing, driven by Daniel Kirby, Gordy Pooh, Ian Travis, Jay Bobing, Martin Davis, Steve Lewis, and Warwick Brown. The number 112 Corvette C6R of Caranchi's Cobras, driven by Bob Merlano, Ed Caranchi, Fiorino Di Loro, Ron Caranchi, and Ronnie Orico. The number 117 Corvette C6R of Vitamina OSR, driven by Fernando Miguel Alves Bento, and a driver to be named later. The number 13 Corvette C6R of Go Speed Racing Team, driven by Gabriel Montanes, Mauricio Gomez, and Tiago Guerrero. In the number 23 Corvette C6R of Fletch Tech Racing, driven by Jason Shurin, Paul Miller, and William Griffin. The number 3 Corvette C6R of RC Motorsports, driven by Courtney Smith, Kevin Brents, and Steve Rousseau. The number 43 Corvette C6R of HG Motorsports, driven by Pat Gould and Steve Searcy. The number 51 Corvette C6R of Sim Racing for Holland, driven by Marcel Offermans, Robin Vertigal, Wilfred van de Brink. In the number 52 Corvette C6R of Sim Racing for Holland, Philippe Verbre, Johan Nieuwenhof, and Peter Raymond. In the number 660 Corvette CXR, we have Triple P Racing, driven by Adam Hardy, Dale McDonnell, Richard Friedman, Stuart Amos, and Vance Lagarde.
All right, great looking set of cars there in the GT class and in LMP.
Yeah, real pleasure to cover all those cars, but we're running a little long and we got a lot to cover before we go green, so we'll be right back on PSR TV.
All right, well, we're back live here on PSR TV. Darren Ganji here with Sean Cole, and we're trackside at the Nürburgring European GP course.
Yeah, great looking facility once again.
Oh man, it's beautiful. Good thing we're not running that Nordschleife course though, man.
That would be a tough one to cover.
Yeah, definitely. Matter of fact, last time we were covering it, you got lost, didn't you?
Very much so.
Yeah, at the F1 race. But yeah, we're here again trackside at Nürburgring for the 8 hours of the ring, SSCA. We've got lots of great sponsors, Sim Gear, PSR TV, Raven Motorsports, Orion Motorsports, and SRT, of course.
How about that?
So we got a great race, great track, and speaking of the track, we got a hot lap.
Yeah, I got to take a car out on the track again. It's been a little whether I can or can't, but finally got to take one out again, and let's check that out.
All right, man.
Nürburgring is a world-famous purpose-built racetrack that was completed in 1927. Nürburgring is located in the heart of Germany in the Eifel, and the track is built around the castle and town known as Nürburgring. The track is best known for its treacherous and long version known as Nordschleife, but today we focus on the Grand Prix version of the track. The track is 5.149 kilometers or 3.19 miles. It has a total of 15 corners, each distinctly different. The track is fast and challenging. Going down the front stretch, our GT car will get up to about 162 miles an hour in 6th gear. It's hard on the brakes and trying to stay to the outside, setting up turn 1, Castrol S. It's down to 2nd gear and only 50 miles per hour. It can be hard to get the car turned in here and look for a lot of cars to have trouble here. Turns 2 and 3 make up the Mercedes arena. The first left is another tough corner as timing the apex is critical. 2nd gear at almost 70 miles per hour, it is very easy to miss your marks here and cost you time. The 2nd corner of Mercedes arena is another 2nd gear left. Very quick and tight, 50 miles per hour, but again critical corner setting up turn 4. Turn 4 is Kumo Curve. It's a short right-hander. Taken in 2nd gear at 70 miles per hour, this will prove to be an important corner today as it leads to a straight that will allow for passing at the end of it. Turn 5 is SRT Curve, a fast left-hander taken in 3rd gear. You enter this corner at 140 miles per hour before hitting the brakes and getting down to about 90 at apex. Having come out of turn 5 fast, it leads right into turn 6, Forward Curve. Back down to 2nd gear at 60 miles per hour. Braking for this turn can be tricky. After hitting the apex, getting back to the gas here will affect one's lap times as it opens up into the downhill straight. Turn 7, Dunlop Kerr is down into the stadium doing a 180-degree right-hander. Switching from downhill back up the hill again. This corner will be taken in 2nd gear, and again getting back on the gas will affect one's speed for a long time as it leads into the straight and chicane. Turns 8 and 9 are now named the Michael Schumacher S, a very high-speed chicane taken in 4th gear at nearly 120 miles per hour. The drivers that can stay on the gas the longest will make great time through this section. Continuing up the hill, we will reach near full speed before having to get on the brakes hard for turn 10, RTL Curve. It's a 3rd gear left-hander. This is a deceiving corner that when taken well can be done without effort, but when taken poorly one will find themselves well off the racing line. Following RTL is a right-hander at a good amount of speed. It's Bit Curve. This corner will be taken in 3rd gear at 75 miles per hour. This corner can be taken very aggressively and will reward fast drivers with its opening up onto another long straight. Turn 12 is Advan Bogen. It almost doesn't seem like a corner and can be taken flat out as we increase our speed and run through the gears. Turns 13 and 14 make up the NGK chicane. Drivers will be on the brakes hard as they take the car down from top speeds to set up the tight left-right-hander. With a flick of the wrist, drivers will punch through this corner at a little over 50 miles per hour. This leads into our final corner, turn 15, known as Coca-Cola Curve. This corner is very tight and leads onto the front stretch. The drivers will come through in second gear at 65, and they will be eyeballing the exit to get back on the gas to blast down the front straight past the fans. Our GT cars today will be running in the low 152s at race pace. Look for the LMP class to be about 10 or 11 seconds faster at about 141 per lap.
All right, Sean, man, looking good in the Porsche, man. Hope you're looking that good today in the Porsche for us.
Yeah, no pressure, right?
Yeah, no pressure on either of us. We got our team manager though, Len Okel, covering things for us. So for the SRT Porsche, we got two good-looking cars today, number 10 and 11.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that actually, because we're kind of doing double duty today. We'll be in the booth and in the car. We'll do a little change off, and I know how smooth it's going to be in the middle, but we'll be here all day long covering the racing and doing the racing.
Yeah, flag-to-flag coverage, by the way. And so speaking of which, we got another quick break we got to take here. And then we'll be back with some action here on PSR TV.
Yeah, we'll get up into the booth and get ready to go.
Yep.
Welcome back to PSR TV. We're here in the booth at Nürburgring, and we kind of went over the GT class real fast, and we really didn't cover them much, but we got some great teams in that class.
No doubt. Starting with the defending champs that actually 2 in a row they won, the Glen and Daytona RC Motorsports.
Yeah, and you got sim racing for Holland, who they've been looking great in practice.
Oh man, looking really stout. Got some great drivers behind the wheel of those cars, and Orion Race Team's got an entry in the GT class that's looking good, and an Aston Martin, Scuderia Bolsonegros, and
They're
can't
always
forget
a threat.
the SRT cars too.
Yeah, 2 of those.
Lots of other cars too. I mean, there's 17 cars in the GT class, so I mean, it's wide open.
Yeah, and it looks like they're getting ready to roll them all out onto the grid and get going here, so maybe we should take everybody through the qualifying order.
All right, man, let's do that.